Dolphins fans, before we get today's video started, be sure to hit that big red button and subscribe to your one-stop shop for everything Miami Dolphins all season long. This is your stop in non-stop Dolphins news, rumors, and more all season. Hit that notification. Stay in the know. We're on our way to 17K subscribers. Why not make it 20 by maybe week 3 when we do a watch party with Mitch and those. We don't need to talk about those Raiders over there. But hit that big red button and stay in the know on the Dolphins all season long. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome into Miami Dolphins Today. I am your host, RC Maxfield, and one of the biggest offseason additions for the Miami Dolphins will be welcome back this week against the Buffalo Bills in the home opener. And, of course, I'm talking about Will Fuller, the star wide receiver from the Houston Texans, came over in free agency to Miami. He was really the notable signing this offseason on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously didn't play in week 1 due to the PED suspension that he sustained last year in Houston. Took place 5 games last year, had the one carrying over this year. That's why he didn't play up in New England. But what will Will Fuller do for this Miami offense? I've talked about it a little bit in previous videos, but I really think that he can change this whole dynamic that the Miami Dolphins have on offense. Looking at Will Fuller's stats from last year, 53 catches, was well on his way to 1,000 yards if it wasn't for the previously mentioned PED suspension, and is really one of those elite downfield threats in the NFL, right? He's had guys like Deshaun Watson throwing him the ball his whole career, and really, he's thrived off of it. And I don't want to say Deshaun Watson and Tua are one and the same in terms of what they do well on the field, but I think adding a Will Fuller to the repertoire and the weapons that Tua Tagovailoa has on this team will change the whole dynamic of this offense. Fuller brings a different look to this offense in the sense that you think about who is on this roster, right? Jalen Waddle is more of that, I'm going to catch it in the intermediate. He can go deep, but more of an intermediate, low yak kind of guy in terms of yard per catch. And then he just takes off, right? That's where he thrives, in the yak department. But Will Fuller is the, hey, I'm going to go straight off of a 9 route, throw it deep, let me beat the one-on-one down the field, and he's elite at it. One of the fastest guys on the outside. In a previous video, I compared him to DK Metcalf, and I'm going to stick with that. I think that that's who he could be for this offense, maybe not to DK's level, but that's the type of player he is in the sense of going deep. Looking at the comparison between Devontae Parker and Jalen Waddle, the guys that will be opposite of him, I think he's a perfect complement in the sense that Jalen Waddle can help you in the screen game, right? Outside. Myles Gaskin can do the same. Devontae Parker is that big body on the outside that can go in the middle and kind of do some of the dirty work along with Mike Gesicki. And then you have Will Fuller going deep on the 9 routes and allowing to take the top off of the defense when really Tua hasn't had a guy like that so far. So looking at Will Fuller, he just changes this whole offense. So you know what to do. If you're excited about Will Fuller being added to the Miami Dolphins offense, spam that like button. Let us know you're excited about one of the biggest free agent sightings for the Dolphins being added to this offense in a division matchup against the Buffalo Bills in the home opener down in Miami Gardens. Be sure to hit that like button if you're excited about Will Fuller. Got to shout out today's sponsor, BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code Dolphins125. Now, what is that promo code going to do for you? Let's say you put $100 down. Hell, let's make it $200, right? You get $250 back, which makes it $450 total, and you can play with that all season long. Shoot, maybe even 2 seasons. I did it last year, put $100 down, and then I got $125 back. I'm still playing with that $225 that I got last season. You can do the same all season long and bet on your Miami Dolphins over on BetUS. Again, the link, chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Dolphins125, and you too can get the best deposit bonus on the internet today. Austin Jackson is in the news for the Miami Dolphins. He came off the reserve COVID list late last week, didn't have an injury designation going into week 1, but instead we saw the rookie second-round pick Liam Eichenberg start at left tackle versus the Patriots. And I saw some people on Dolphins Twitter wondering if, hey, was this because he was coming off the COVID list, or did they actually like what they saw in Liam Eichenberg in terms of giving him a shot at left tackle? Let's not get this twisted. this is Austin Jackson's job, and Brian Flores even came out and said that, but really when it comes down to it, Austin Jackson is that guy on the left side, and I think he brings stability to that position. You don't want to have another rookie for the second year in a row because, well, Austin Jackson was a rookie last year, starting at the left tackle and coming into his face, right? When you look at what Austin Jackson does well, I think it suits the offensive line well, but in the Dolphins offense in general, but what it comes down to, is he going to live up to that first round billing? That's the real big issue with Austin Jackson. So Brian Flores had this to say about Austin Jackson in his Monday press conference after that Week 1 win in New England. He had this to say about Austin Jackson. Austin is our left tackle. Regardless of who is at left tackle, a lot of improvement needs to be made on the offensive line. Now, when it comes down to it, I think Brian Flores is, well, obviously right on the money. He knows more than us in terms of what's going on the offensive line. I think that people get this misconstrued in terms of the offensive line being a problem, which it is. It is the biggest problem on this team right now, and guys struggling, right? Jesse Davis is the most reliable guy on this offensive line. Austin Jackson had a good game in the preseason against the Atlanta Falcons in Week 2, if you remember that. Now, I know what you're going to say down in the comments, RC. That was against second and third teamers against an Atlanta Falcons defense that just got torched by Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. I get it, but you want to see him build upon that, his successes, right? And I think that Austin Jackson will live up to that potential, but he has to do it very, very quickly. Looking at the offensive line against the Patriots, obviously the four guys, you have Kinley, Dieter, you have Hunt and Davis. Those are going to be starters. Liam Eichenberg is going to be that swing tackle, whether Davis needs a day off due to injury, whatever it may be. Eichenberg is going to be that guy. But get no mistake about this. Austin Jackson is your starting left tackle. There's been some buzz that maybe he's not. Just stop that. He is the starting left tackle for the Miami Dolphins. You heard it from the head man and Brian Flores himself. There's no reason to get an uproar about this. He is your guy. Now, moving forward, if he struggles, and maybe you see some more positivity from Lee and Eichenberg in, practice and everything like that, does that change? Maybe, but right now going into Week 2, Austin Jackson is going to be the starting left tackle for the Miami Dolphins against the Buffalo Bills in the home opener down at Miami Gardens. But hey, don't lie to me. Don't lie. I try to keep it real with y'all. Try to keep it 100 all the time. How worried are you about the Dolphins' offensive line? This has been the biggest issue all season long, and going back to the comments reference, y'all keep saying, why do you keep bringing up the offensive line? Because it's the biggest issue on this team, right? Everybody's worried about it. You have to protect the franchise and Tua Tagovailoa. So be honest with me down in the comments. How worried are you about the Dolphins' offensive line on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know. How about Jaelan Phillips? And listen, I know that says Week 1, no stats right there. I'm reading it along with y'all on the screen, right? But Bill Belichick, when he comes out and talks about a rookie, damn it, you better listen. And listen, I'm no better than anybody else. I'm listening when Bill Belichick talks about a rookie, and that's what he did about Jaelan Phillips. Jaelan Phillips may not have recorded a stat in his first game as a professional, but when Bill Belichick is doubling up in terms of saying Jaelan Phillips is an elite pass rusher in terms of prospect potential, has the tools to be that guy, and then he comes out and doubles him in Week 1 of his first professional game, that says a lot to me about the kind of athlete and the potential that Jaelan Phillips has. And I think everybody knows that is a Dolphins fan, right? We're talking about a previous #1 recruit out of high school, started at UCLA, obviously ended up at after a transfer and a couple years out. If Jaelan Phillips is healthy, he is going to be an impact edge rusher for this team opposite of Emmanuel Ogbah. And that's what this team has been searching for, right? You want to find two pass rushers and bookends on that defensive line. You have a guy in Christian Wilkins. Hopefully Raekwon Davis is okay as well, and other impact guys on that defensive line. But if you have found yourself two bookend DNs, and obviously Jaelan Phillips is a linebacker, but he's going to put his hand in the ground and pass rush quite a bit. So let's just say he's an edge for, argument's sake here. But opposite of Ogbah, that is an elite pass rushing duo. Big if right now, Jaelan Phillips lives up to that potential that he had coming out of UCLA and obviously when he transferred down there and had double-digit sacks for the Hurricanes. But vote now for me. Are you excited about Jaelan Phillips' debut? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I know what you're going to say. RC, he had no stats. How can I be excited about a guy that literally had no stats in the stat sheet? Well, he made an impact He played 29% of snaps, and he was double teamed on at least 4 of those snaps. All right? There's something to this. This is a guy that is well respected already in his rookie season by one of the best defensive-minded head coaches, not just right now in this generation, but ever, in Bill Belichick. So let me know down in the comments, are you excited about Jaelan Phillips' debut and maybe even what he could be moving forward? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Hey, you know what I'm pressing. I am spamming that Y button down in the comments.